What's up, Motoheads? This is going to be episode 191 here in a second, but I wanted to take a minute to A, say thank you guys so much for listening each and every week, and then B, tell y'all to calm yourselves. This one's late. I know. I said it would be out on Monday. Your boy damn near had a nervous breakdown. It's just like I hit the wall, and I needed to get home. I told producer Joe, I said, need a couple days, man. And he agreed because he looks out for his boy. By the way, I'm looking at Joe right now. He's so handsome. It's just ridiculous.
Damn right.
Are you uncomfortable right now just looking at the way I'm looking at you?
Never.
Drooling a little?
Never.
But Joe gave me a couple days here. So I apologize to y'all for this one being late, but man, I ran into the ground, needed a couple days. So this one's gonna be fun. We got Ryan Hughes, not the one you're not the knee pad Ryan Hughes, Charge Life. This is our Ryan Hughes. He's gonna be with us, and of course, producer Joe is with us because, I'm in his cave, right? What? Anyways, but guys, Blair's breakdown is late. Main Event Moto is late, but I had to put the family first just for a couple days and do a little reset. But I'm feeling good now. And we're going to get ready to rock and roll. But I do want to give a shout out to DRS Suspension and Race Tech. This episode will be brought to you by DRS and Race Tech. I've told you all how it works. Race Tech makes the best parts for suspension. Race Tech kills it. You all know Race Tech. They've been around forever. They kill it. But DRS Suspension is a Race Tech dealer in NorCal, and Robbie's crushing it. He just got back from Texas, the Amateur National. I don't know how many titles he won, but a whole bunch of them. He got a bunch of AMA titles because the suspension kills it. He does good stuff on my son's bike, but I want y'all to know that it's just not one of those things where he does my kid's bike. So I'm like, yeah, he's good. No, the guy's racking up titles left and right at the Amateur Nationals because this stuff is good. So if you're in the market for suspension, Race Tech and DRS kill it for me. And there's Race Tech dealers all over the country. You got to find them. They have the coolest program, I think, when it comes to suspension. So seek them out, make it happen, and always choose Race Tech and DRS Suspension. Joe, should we do 191?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
You are listening to the Main Event Moto podcast.
It's time for 191, Joe.
Yeah.
I miss you, man.
I miss you, buddy.
Looking good. I already said that, but I want to say it again so everyone knows how good you look.
Say it again.
Just 191. I mean, you get handsomer every show. I mean, by 200, might have to do this with a glass window in between us for safety reasons. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
What?
Nothing.
Sorry, I was in Texas for 10 days. I got home in California, and the glass windows are all up everywhere again. I got weirded out. Anyways, huge shout out to Fly Racing, Mika Metals, Motosport.com, Scott USA. No listener questions this week. They'll be back strong at our next show. No Toil, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Blenzall, All-American Chevy of Colleen, Ole Me Creations. Ooh, Joe, did you like those graphics?
Oh,
Mocks?
yeah, those are dope.
Yeah, working on the website link for that. We'll have custom Main Event Moto graphics by Ole Me Creations here real quick. And then, of course, DRS Suspension with Race Tech. We have a new sponsor that I'm not going to announce now because I don't want it to just blend in with the crew. They're going to get some special love later, but we got a new sponsor, Joe, a CBD sponsor, which I'm going to tell you a cool story about it because your boy here is not just going to take on some random CBD company and be like, hey, CBD. Like, I had to test it. I put him through the ringer, even had the wife test it. And we'll talk about
kids test it. Everybody
had the dog test it, and had Ryan Hughes. Ryan Hughes has not tested it yet. Ryan Hughes, what's up, bro?
How's it going?
Just so everyone knows, you're not that one.
I'm not that one.
No. Do you get weirded out by that ever?
Yeah.
Do you? Why? What happens?
I just get a lot of DMs of people thinking that I'm the Ryan Hughes, and it creeps me out. But I mean,
do you have anyone ever tell you, "Hey, dude, knee braces are legit," and you're like, "Huh?"
No, never had that. But
okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, it'll
gonna happen.
You are Brandon Hartramp. What do you call him? Because I get his name. I say it different every time. What do you just call him, Brandon?
I call him Big Sexy.
Big Sexy. Okay, yeah. He's Big Sexy. He's mechanic. The Heartthrob. Mm-hmm. Joe, now we're speaking our language.
Yeah,
Heartthrob, which we created.
Oh, Heartthrob. Yeah. Okay, now I know.
Now I know what you're talking about. You're his mechanic for HEP Suzuki Twisted Tea. How is that Twisted Tea?
It's really good.
Is it good?
Should have brought some, but yeah, it's really good.
No, you failed. Oh, by the way, Joe, you know what this guy did? What a punk ass, this guy.
Oh, boy.
He gets to my house, and I'm like, yo, want to get some food on the way? He's like, no, I just ate. I'm like, all right, that's rude. I'm like, where'd you go? He had Pizza Plus on the way.
Oh, damn. Old school.
What a punk, right?
Yeah.
It was good.
Barely even let him in the car, but he is here. Real quickly, before we get into all the things we're going to get into, how's the season? Just, I mean, like macro level, lots of travel, a lot of these little residencies. Are you happy? All good?
I'm happy, yeah. I like the residencies, quote unquote. Some people don't like to call it that. But no, I like it. Being in
Do you see people online? If I hear the word residency one more time, and I get it because it's not a real...
It's not, but
it's like our play on residency.
It is, yeah. I like it. I mean, being in one city for a week and a half, it's cool because you get to see stuff that you don't normally get to see. Like, normally we fly in Thursday night, and we're at the track Friday, Saturday, and
airport.
We're leaving Sunday, yeah.
Did you guys stay in between Orlando?
Yes, we did.
So you did that one too, kind of.
And then, yep. And then we left for Daytona, obviously. We were going to stay back for that week and have the guys ride back there, but we decided against it, and we just came back home and then went back for Daytona.
All right. Your favorite and least favorite residency so far? Should we call them, what else can we call it, Joe? Like just a...
I mean, that seems like the most logical term to me.
It's like, I don't know what else you could really call it. Yeah. I mean, we're there, we reside there for over a week, and we have for us, it's a residency. I've had a couple people tell me, like, dude, if you say that one more time,
what do they want it to be called?
I don't know.
I don't even know why it's a big deal.
Give me a solution.
Yeah, give us your options on what else we can call it.
Oh, can we I can't even see how frustrated I am. I can't even get the words out. Can we also figure out something here? On Race Day Live, I don't know if you've heard, Ryan, but we joke around, Joe, about how if you jump 5, like at Arlington 3, I didn't know what it was called the first time I joked around. I called it a Cinco, and I thought that was kind of funny. Like it's a Cinco, that's 5, right? And I'm just giving love to our
that's
brothers,
Spanish
to our
for 5.
Yeah, from our brothers to the south. I'm just giving them some love.
Right.
Hey, it's a Cinco. And I've been getting hit hard now. It's a quintuple is what it really is, which I find to be somewhere near the dumbest sounding word of all time.
It doesn't sound as fun as Cinco.
Yeah,
for sure.
Wow, look at that. He busted a quintuple. That's lame. I think a Cinco sounds freaking rad, in my opinion. I agree. Do I just stubbornly, because what I've been doing is people have been hitting me up on DM and saying, bro, it's called a quintuple. And I just say, no, it's not.
It's a Cinco. Yeah,
it's a Cinco.
With it.
Yeah.
I've been playing like dumb stubborn.
I don't understand why there is an overabundance of opinions on every little minute detail that does not matter.
It's social media. It's a net negative on society. Let's just leave it at that. It's a Cinco, though. Are you cool with that? Actually, all it matters is what Joe says. Joe, what is it called?
I'm totally cool with Cinco. I think, what are you going to call it, a quint? That sounds horrible.
That sounds lame, too.
Yeah, it does.
Wow,
I hate the fact that it even came out of my mouth.
Yeah, that was the lamest thing you've ever said.
I need to purge myself.
You need to go wash your mouth out with toilet water.
Yeah, seriously. PBR.
Same thing. Anyways, all right. So that debate is done. But yeah, Ryan, best trip and worst trip so far, as far as these residencies go.
The best, probably Dallas, just because.
I'm not talking results wise. I haven't looked close at your boys' results. I'm saying just for you, like enjoyment.
Dallas was a lot of fun. We went out a couple nights, had fun.
Bunch of reckless fools in Dallas, man.
Go-kart. We go go-karting quite a bit everywhere we're at, but I think Dallas was a lot of fun.
You mean like wherever you go, you guys look for the go-kart track?
Yeah, exactly.
He does that every time.
That's cool.
Yep. We've been to the one in Houston, Indy, Orlando, and Dallas so far, and I think I'm eyeing up a couple for Atlanta.
Oh,
but
why don't you hit your boy up? Why don't you hit me up during the week?
I'll hit you
for
up.
once.
Indoor, outdoor? Like how badass are these tracks?
Outdoor and Indy.
Outdoor.
Yeah.
The Indy one was indoor, but like the back doors are open, so the track was cold. There was no traction. It was horrible.
That sounds fun.
But like all the other ones have been outdoors, and they're the gas powered ones, and they haul ass. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, before we move on, your guy, big sexy heartthrob. Is he paying the start guy, like when to drop the gate? Homie pulls
his starts are really
the filthiest starts in his first laps are rough. He's having some tough first laps, but dude,
his starts are really good.
He gets to the first turn in every moto. And I went on a run like that at one point in my arena cross career, and it came from little financial assistance to the start guy.
No, we are not paying the start guy.
Okay.
But it's funny you say that. When we were in Orlando, we rode at Rattray. And
how was that place?
It was pretty sick. It's right across from Baker's Factory. Like if you miss the driveway for Rattrays, you're going to turn into Baker's Factory and think you're there. But it was pretty cool. And Anderson was there the day we were riding, and Brandon was doing starts. And even Jason was like, dude, he's up there every time off the start.
He is.
Like, that guy, doesn't matter what practice or race he's in, he's going to be up there on the start. And I thought that was pretty cool that even a guy like Jason noticed that. But
Well, he's probably had to go through him a few times. Hey, no, we got Max. Max is getting good starts
Max
too.
gets good. Yeah.
I don't know if they're on Kevin Moran's level though, dude.
Dude.
Moran's can pull him from anywhere.
Yeah.
On a stock
On a stock
bike,
KTM.
inside, outside, he kills the starts. Anyways, all right. So let's lock in a little bit, Joe, on Arlington 3. I mean, this would be the one, right? This was the one where Cooper was going to finally crack. I mean, Kenny, let's just say the words. He punked him in the heat race, left him. Chase catches him, knocks him down, which again, I don't feel like it was dirty as much as it was just, it was one of those ones where they just come together in a berm, right, Ryan? It wasn't dirty.
Chase was just getting wild all night. And then he had that major get off.
Oh my God, you see his face after?
I didn't see his face. I just looked like he was in pain.
You didn't see?
Oh yeah, I saw the post. Yeah.
My, he looks like he got his face beat in by Conor McGregor.
He went rounds with Mayweather.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we're watching this recap right here, and watch Sexton. Here we go. Table over both singles. I mean, dude,
No, it wasn't dirty.
There was nothing wrong with that. But anyways,
that was really dirty.
stop it, Joe.
You never touched my boy.
Are you thinking right here, like, like, I mean, as much I got a lot of faith in number 2.
Well,
I was a little nervous for the guy.
Honestly, when I saw that, bro, I have so much faith in Webb. I was like, thank you, Chase. You just lit the fire, boy.
Is that what you really felt?
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pissed now.
Let me tell you a really cool story. So after the main event's over, which I got a pretty funny upper for y'all, which we'll get to in a little bit. I'm going to trash my boy Cooper Webb pretty bad in the upper. But I'm waiting, just, after the races, whatever. And Carlos is there. Carlos Rivera, his mechanic. And I walk up, I'm like, dude, have you ever had a guy with that stubborn of a brain that just, I mean, I didn't think he was going to be on the podium, dude. He just didn't look good. And Carlos goes, no, when Chase put him down, I knew he'd win. And I was like, why? He's like,
that's what I'm saying.
And he said, because he said he's never had any rider or seen any rider respond better when they're mad than him. Some people get mad and do stupid things and make bad decisions and fall, or maybe they get tired because they put too much energy. He said that when Cooper is mad, it's over. He won. And he said as soon as he hit the ground, he went, oh, we won tonight. That was it. And it's funny because, like, I'm sitting here thinking, dude, he doesn't look good on the track. The whoops aren't good. His line, like, he just seemed like it was maybe time for him to maybe have an off night, right? He hadn't had one in a while. And that stubborn SOB, dude, in the main, tucks underneath, gets in there in second. Kenny starts pulling away a little bit. And as soon as the pull away stopped, right, Ryan, like right when all of a sudden the gap stopped, I was like, oh my God, he's going to do it again? He's going to figure it out, and he's going to come back and punk Kenny back. Right? Is that what were you thinking the same thing? As soon as that gap stopped spreading.
Of course. There were a couple of things. When the lapper on that one turn kind of delayed Kenny a little bit, and even delayed Webby, I was thinking, okay, there it is. That's what he needed. Here we go.
To abrupt the flow, right? And then Eli was there, but I never really worried about Eli because
I was for a split second a little concerned because Eli was hauling ass.
He was, but Barsha was good too. He was right there with him too.
Yeah, he was, and Barsha was good.
But Barsha had to get involved, of course, and he's great, dude. He of course had to give Eli a little.
You need that X factor involved,
Oh, and he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he is. If Dean or Vince aren't getting lapped, the next best thing is Barsha just being with you. Right?
I was hoping it would be a good race when all four got out front. You were thinking, okay, yeah, here we go. This is what we like to see.
Okay, so the gap is opening. It stops. Cooper locks in. You see the clock hit the halfway point, and I'm just like, there's no possible way this is going to happen again. He's going to sweep Arlington. He's going to do it to Kenny again. On the night that Kenny did what he needed to do in the heat. Looked great. Passed him, left him, just pretty much just put him on his back. And then the full comes through and wins. I don't remember ever seeing someone I guess Ricky was. But Ricky wasn't like this, though. It was different. You knew Ricky had everybody covered, even when he didn't. Where Cooper didn't look like he had him covered. And
it's impressive. It's so impressive.
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan? I mean, what's your thoughts on what we've seen? He's won 5 of 6. Just take me through your thoughts. I mean, you're down there, you see it all up close like I do, but from a different lens. Just take me through what you've seen this year. I think it's been insane.
It's I don't even know what to say about it because, I mean, coming into the Orlandos, you're like, okay, Kenny's got this. He's pulling away. And
swept Indy.
Swept Indy, and then all of a sudden, I mean, Cooper he can't do wrong.
He can't.
He can't. I don't even know what to say.
I'm speechless too, Joe. When I'm watching it and he's catching back up, I'm just like, I can't believe this is going to happen again. It's going to happen again, and it ain't going to be on the last lap this time. If you could tell, Cooper wasn't waiting this time.
No, he wasn't.
I don't think he wanted to gamble and play the game. I think he just was like, once he figured it out, he's like, I'm just going to get you and win.
Yeah,
and he did. And I don't. I guess my response now to Kenny is like, what do you do with that, Joe? Like, what do you do? How do you what would you do to advise Kenny? He's tried being nice. He's tried being kind of mouthy. He's gone back to being just himself, which he was doing. What do you do? Like, what do you tell a guy? Just, you're second best, buddy. That's it. I don't know how you would guide him mentally because I don't know. Like,
I would say,
I wouldn't know how to advise.
Stay the course. Just stick to the game plan that we set up early in the season. You were doing great, and you can't control what that guy's going to do. You can only control what you do. And what you need to do is just stay focused and do what was working, what was working was that Zen yoga, Kenny. That's what I think was working. But if the other guy's formula is better, then it is what it is. You can't do anything about that. You can just do what you can do.
Right.
Just keep plugging away.
Try your ass off.
But at the same time, I know, and Joe, I know you're a Cooper Webb fan, but at the same time, you are looking for some action. Are you surprised and even slightly frustrated that Kenny did not take a shot? At least throw an elbow. Like, do
of course.
Something.
Yeah.
Ryan shaking his head. Like, Ryan's about to snap his neck off.
You have that opportunity. You need to, and you're next to him, you run him wide like that. You either put him on the ground or you stay right next to him
or so shake him
you
up.
Have the opportunity to do it in the next turn. Don't hit him and then try your best to get away as fast as you can, because if he caught you, he's going to catch you again.
Right.
He's obviously doing something better on the track than you're doing, that you have to shake him up or put him on the ground, one or the other. You can't just bump him and then say, okay, see you in the next turn when you do the same thing that I just did to you, because as we've seen it didn't work out. It happened, and then Cooper was gone.
So after the races, Joe, I do my Blair's breakdown right after. It hasn't come out yet. Actually, as soon as we get done with this show, we have to do a little audio I have to send to Shane to finish it because it's not done. I'm doing a GoPro voiceover to finish the video. So for all you waiting for that show, I'm sorry on that one too. But I already did the first 80% of the breakdown, and my immediate reaction was I was pretty heated and pretty frustrated at Kenny. And of course, I mean, I'll be straight up. I have more of a relationship with Cooper than I do with Kenny. But at the same time, for my job and for my fandom of the sport, like I want to see what I think needs to happen, which is Kenny needs to stand up for himself. And I let loose. I got a little passionate and frustrated because I'm thinking to myself, dude, do something different. I mean, get physical with the guy. I know you don't ride that way, but dude, the guy is just taking advantage of you every single time. If it was me, I would try something new. Don't you throw it in once? And maybe it don't work, but this ain't working. Just being good isn't working because the other guy happens to be a little better. Like I don't know. I don't know how I would advise him, Joe. Other than I think you got to take a shot. I mean, if you want the title, you're 15 down with 5 to go. You want the title. The guy just won 5 of 6. You got to stop the bleeding. And to me, the only way to do that is rough him up, straight up. I don't know what else you can do because you can't beat him straight up anymore. You just can't. You haven't.
Maybe you go train for a couple days with one of the more aggressive dudes just for fun. Your Andersons or your Bam Bams or somebody like that. Just to
spice up your...
Get punched in the face a couple of times. You get used to that feeling. You're not afraid of it. You can give it back.
Yeah, I agree with that, but he's getting happen at the races. You'd think that he'd be over it by now and he wouldn't have to go practice with somebody to change his ways.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I'm gonna throw out a little bit of a theory right now. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. There's a lot of talk right now how Kenny's cracking, right? He's cracking, he's breaking again. This whole theory on him just cracking and breaking. Is there a chance that maybe this year, 2021, he's not cracking? He's not breaking? He's just the second best guy. Okay, at Arlington 2, he got third, and Cooper and Eli beat him barely. They just pulled away slowly. He was awesome. He got third. He rode great. They were better. This night, he did everything he could except for close, and it wasn't because he choked. He didn't blow it. He didn't crack. He just got beat by the guy who maybe's better. Is there a possibility here that we are reading way too into the mental thing and just not realizing that Cooper Webb figured it out and he's better now? And he's the best Supercross rider in the world right now. And Kenny's number 2. He's beaten Eli almost every time. Is there a chance that he's not cracking and he's not breaking and he just happens to be the second best guy? And that's pretty freaking phenomenal. He's just not as good as Webb. Is there a chance?
I think you're right. I don't think he's cracking.
Joe, are you seeing a crack? Other than the Daytona verbal slip up, which I think I think that was, if we look back now, I think that was not a great idea. Just get tough on the microphone. Other than that, though, if you look at his season, this is the best he's ever done. He's riding phenomenal. He's just not as good. Webb's just better, but Webb's a better racer.
I mean,
can it be that simple?
Yeah, I think it can be. You're not seeing any major mistakes. You're not seeing any problems with the bike. You're nothing like that. There is the possibility, believe it or not, I know it's going to blow some people's minds, that maybe he's just not as good.
And maybe he was in the beginning.
Like even in the heyday with, Reed, Carmichael, Stewart, somebody had to lose that night.
Yeah.
All 3 of those dudes are badass, but somebody had to lose.
I heard people after Arlington too saying, again, Kenny's cracking. And I'm thinking, he just lost by like 5 seconds to 2 of the baddest dudes ever, and he stayed right with them.
If he went flying into the net like Hunter, I would say, maybe he's cracking.
Or if he just pulled a random
major
crap ride like Eli has done a couple times this year, right?
Yeah.
But
do a kendo again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is
none of that's happening.
I mean, he's like 15 or 18 points in front of Eli.
He's riding
the defending
great.
champ.
He's riding great. There's just a dude who's riding greater.
Yep.
That's it. And that's why, again, I've been kind of getting caught up in this whole thing. Well, he's good in the beginning, but then he cracks. He's not cracking. The other dude figured it out.
Yeah.
Cooper's won 5 of 6. Do you know how hard it is to do that in the last? When was the last time we saw someone win 5 of 6 other than Eli in his crazy run a couple of years ago? Like, that doesn't really happen.
No.
So I'm kind of.
Watch the way Bam Bam holds him off right here.
I know. Look at it. Like,
fantastic.
He just
look at that.
He just knows how.
Nope.
He didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
He
just muted him.
That's it. Just, hey, now get behind me for 8 more laps because Eli will just sit there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm off the Kenny is cracking train, and I'm on he's the second best Supercross rider in the entire world, and he's badass, but he's just got this thorn in his side who just happens to be better. That's it.
I agree with that. He's not cracking. No, he's riding phenomenal. I mean, number 2 in the world in Supercross isn't a bad title.
And he has
obviously you want to be number 1, but I mean, Cooper's riding phenomenal right now.
And let's throw a couple other variables at this, Joe. These are 20-minute races. It's a race. Oh, see Kenny right there. Even that was cool. Yeah. That was cool.
Not aggressive enough though.
No, that was just that wasn't even as aggressive as Barcia's to Tomac. It could have been more. And this is the one that bothers me right here. If you're Kenny, I make a fake mistake. I slow up and I hit this dude as hard as possible. Yep. That's what I do just to shake him. Because look, if you're number 2 and he's number 1 and it's this close, Joe, just like an inch difference, maybe if you get physical, you knock him back down to number 2 for 5 laps, and maybe that's enough to sneak a win. And now it's a 9-point gap instead of 15. That's all I'm saying is I'm to the point now where I believe that Cooper's just better, just a little bit. And Kenny, your way is not going to work. I think you need to try something different. And to me, it's get physical, because I'll tell you right now, if this was Anderson versus Webb for the title or Barcia versus Webb for the title, Webb would be on his back without question, because they would do it. I think they would do it anyway, let alone if it was for a title. You think Barcia, Joe, think about this. If it was Webb versus Barcia right now with 5 to go, would Barcia be just putting up with this? No.
Barcia did it for 3rd. And he's not, there's no championship in sight.
Barcia does it to Cincerello in qualifying all the time. This is like, I don't know. So for me, Kenny, if you're listening, you might want to try something different because the guy, he's got your number. He's just a little better, and he's a better racer. That's it. Barely, but just enough. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you win by 0.00 whatever, like they did here 2 years ago, or if you win by 20. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's a race of the checkered. Maybe he is better than you, but that doesn't mean you can't alter his 20+1 by trying something different.
Yep.
Because the dude does. And I don't know if I like that. Do you like that, Joe?
No, I don't like that.
You don't like Kenny giving the knuckles?
I don't think Webb does either.
I think Webb does it because he knows the camera's on him.
He's just like, fine, whatever, get out of here.
Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Webb Roczen thing. And again, I can't put my finger on it all the way, but I'm leaning towards Joe. I think he's just the baddest ass second place dude ever. I mean, think about it. The team that gets second in the Super Bowl, right? The team that loses the Super Bowl is the second best team. It's badass. You're a little off the other guy. That's it. Plain and simple. So, all right, let's take a break. We'll come back and talk 250, and then maybe get our boy Jacob Hayes on the phone. He's driving to my house right now, Joe, but I'd like to blow him out on the phone. I think it'd be fun. So let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll talk 250.
Main Event Moto.
All-American Chevrolet in Killeen, Texas is a proud supporter of Main Event Moto and invites all the Motoheads to experience the difference for all of your Chevy sales and service needs. Mention Main Event Moto and get 50% off your next oil change and a front-end alignment at no charge. Remember, whether you're hauling your bikes to the weekend track, trail, or race, or commuting to the job that pays for your moto habit, we have the truck to get you there in style. Visit us online anytime at ChevyKilleen.com. That's All-American Chevrolet of Killeen. Chevy, find new roads.
Look good? Check. Protection? Check.
Fly Racing has had the gear game on lock for years, but the Formula helmet has taken Fly to another level. They didn't just make a high-quality helmet, they redefined the standard for the most important piece of safety equipment on a rider's body.
Use your head and protect your head. Run the Fly Formula helmet.
Then cover the rest of your body in Fly's Evolution and Kinetic gear lines.
Easy decision.
There's a reason I run DRS suspension and Racetech hard parts with Mika Metals chains, bars, and sprockets on Evans 65. First off, DRS suspension settings work everywhere. I haven't changed a clicker since I put them on. Maybe it's the internals from Racetech that give it that extra something.
American-made products with a 100% guarantee. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, the DRS Racetech combo works for me. And what can I say about Mika?
First off, they've been with us since the beginning.
The quality of their bars is top of the line, and Mika is the only chain and sprocket combo I run. Motoheads, get with the program. It's DRS suspension, Racetech, Mika Metals.
Say it again.
It's DRS suspension, Racetech, Mika Metals. Is that good, Joe?
Yeah.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Dude, I'm pretty stoked right now. So I sent Chad Reed a bunch of Eagle Grit, Joe. And Ellie, his wife, did a post on Instagram. Did you see that?
No.
She did a little post wearing her shirt. I got her talking about Eagle Grit. And now I just got a Instagram DM. Jet Lawrence just did an Eagle Grit post too.
Nice.
Great.
Must be nice.
Yeah, he says, might have to take this in the shower tonight. And he actually said he got it out of Hunter's car. I don't even know how Hunter has it. I never sent them anything. But anyways, that's cool. I appreciate
really cool.
it. Thank you, Ellie. And thank you, Jet. I love that. All right, let's talk 250 class. First off, let's start with Jet's brother, Hunter. Dude.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Hey, he
got lucky.
He would have been still in the concrete if that net wasn't there. Dude. And I hate this because, Mathis was just all about the nets, right?
Yeah.
And I just want to throw it out there right now. I'll give Steve credit for the nets on this show. But on Race Day Live, I'm giving all the credit to Ricky. I'm going to call him the Ricky Carmichael Memorial Nets on Race Day Live when we get to Atlanta.
Do you realize what you're going to set off? Like Pulp fan-wise?
Yeah.
People are going to lose it.
Good.
Vital's going to
crash. Oh, then never mind. Anything to stay off that. Anything to stay away from there. No, but anyways, the Nets did save Hunter's life, Joe.
Seriously.
Dude, homie would be out cold on the concrete still, just laid out the floor of AT&T Stadium if it wasn't for the net. But 250 class, what do you think, Joe? Justin Cooper finally kind of does, I guess, what we kind of thought he should, right? Ryan, what do you think? Like, I kind of thought Cooper should handle this better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying dominate and kill everyone, but, like, he should handle this class.
Yeah.
And he's been a mess. What do you think, Joe? Justin Cooper finally gets another win, and now he kind of looked more like what we thought, right?
Too little, too late.
For you?
Yeah, I think he was my choice, but yeah, I mean, it's what was expected from the very, very beginning.
But aren't you weirded out? Because he did. He came out in Orlando and did like easier than ever, and then got goofy.
Yeah.
Just rode weird, bad starts, couldn't pass, made mistakes.
Yeah, it's obvious that the consistency wasn't there or isn't there. Maybe.
Yeah, you say isn't. See, I'm with you. I don't know if I still don't know if I trust him all the way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
Like that one looked clean, but do you honestly, Ryan? Do you feel like in Atlanta, like he's good now, or I feel like he could still do some goofy stuff in Atlanta, and McAdoo could probably win the next one, and all of a sudden it's flipped again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cameron's riding great, but I think Justin is a step ahead of him,
like a year ahead, probably,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean is given because this is Cameron's second year on PC. He's still building the base with the team, but he's riding great. But Justin, he's been on that bike and he's a step ahead of Cameron. But then again, it's like what we've seen, obviously, besides Dallas 3, is it fixed? I mean, you're going to be on your toes going into the main event because
you just don't know if you really have everything cleaned up. Okay, and there's part of that timeline, right, Joe? You come out as a rookie, you're pretty good. Then the next year, like, last year, Justin Cooper freaking wins the opener. He's bad, whatever. It's like a progression.
Yeah.
This would be the year for me where Justin Cooper is like the guy. He's the standalone guy, goes out and just takes care of business, gets the title, and it's like, it's on. Like, you would think he's got that, right? And for it to be so goofy like this and let Hammaker get a win, Hunter Lawrence gets a win, McAdoo get, like, it's just like he's almost just digging like this weird hole for himself that shouldn't be there.
He's making it harder on himself than it should be.
Way harder. I mean, for our enjoyment, though, right, Joe? Like,
oh yeah,
Hunter gets his dub. Hammaker. I mean, we talked about it when I was in Arlington, but this 250 West has been entertaining.
Every 250 race has been great so far. We're watching this Heat 1 is fantastic.
Joe, I won't ask you this question because I don't think you'll have an answer. Oh,
Smith going sideways across the whole track.
He's out. He's out for the rest of the year. Did you see that on Instagram? He posted. He's out. And dude,
it looked bad.
It all looks bad. He that poor dude. I mean, he's tough as nails, right? I mean, He's been hit. He's hit the deck so many times,
a lot.
But I'm gonna ask this to Ryan. Are you a little surprised with the Star Yamaha guys, Fry and Thrasher? Like, I had heard that they were both shredded. I maybe it's just I heard from the wrong person, but I was kind of expecting them to be like Hammaker-ish.
I don't know. I mean, it's so hard because people adapt to Supercross differently. You have, obviously, kids like Hammaker who come out and win their third or fourth race, and then you have guys that it takes them a few years to adapt to it. And, I mean, I don't know. I try not to hype up all the amateurs coming in and their rookies like that, but, I mean, a little surprising, yeah, because obviously they're on a Star Yamaha. It doesn't matter how bad you are. It shouldn't be going that bad.
Like, at worst, you should be probably like fifth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, Joe? When you see a Star Yamaha, you just think of like first, second, or third. And they got these kids, to Ryan's point, they're kids, but the program, they ride and train with these guys. They got Swanepoel.
All 9 of them ride together, and it's like a heat race every single day.
And the only thing that I could think of is that maybe they're just not taking to the new tracks quick enough. You know what I mean? Like some guys, like Jet, for instance. Jet can get on a brand new track and figure out some weird shit really quick. Like before anyone else. He'll do stuff before Craig and Nichols and all them. Like I remember at Houston 1, remember that drop, step, off, tap thing they were doing at Houston 1? And that rhythm?
Yes.
Jet was doing that like right out of the gate. And I'm like, dude, how does this kid who barely knows what he's doing go and do that so easily? But you see how he picks it up? Then you have these other guys. I think maybe they're just having a problem picking up the track quick.
Yep.
Where Hammaker seems to get it real quick.
Hammaker, I mean,
free practice. He's like top of the board.
He's older though too. So I mean, obviously he's still his first year in Supercross, but is
he 20?
I think so. And he's been on.
And Fry and Thrasher probably what 17, 18 or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Are they Max Volan's age?
I think so. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, pardon me if I'm wrong, but someone's going to DM me and be like, dude, Fry's 24. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know. I just know they're new, but Joe, I think that must be going on with these two is I don't think they're learning new tracks quick. Think about it. You get that 10-minute free session. 10-minute, is it 8?
8 minutes and 2 roll laps.
Oh, that's right. And then your 2 qualifiers, and then you're going racing. And I just don't think they maybe are getting the tracks figured out quick. And Ryan, to your point, maybe some guys they have that skill set where it's like, oh, let me look at this thing. Oh, I can do all those things within 5 minutes. Where those guys, maybe it takes all night before they can.
Like Max Anstey, he'll roll the track. He won't even roll on the track. He'll roll around it. And then in the first lap, he'll hit every single jump. He'll quad. Oh, it's impressive how.
What's that come from then? Just understanding timing and just.
I think so, being a technical rider and experience too. Next year, who knows? They could come out and be second and third.
What they could, right?
It's all experience. Also,
but I just look back in history, and it's not fair to go all the way back. But Dungey and Kennard, right? They came right out and were unbelievable. But then Max Folan seemed to have it pretty decent right away. Jet had it pretty decent. Hammaker has it decent. Justin Cooper a couple of years ago, he got it figured out quick. For their sake, I'm hoping that they don't fall into the path of, I'm not very good, and then they never really break out of it. Because it doesn't really come around. If you're that bad the first year, it's hard to get it up because almost like it crushes your brain.
It is, yeah. And I hope for their sake also that it's not a one and done deal with Star.
Depending on contracts, I have no idea what their deal is. But at the same time, Swole didn't look good last year as a rookie, and he looks pretty damn good now.
10 times better this
Shimoda
year.
even though Shimoda got, it's unbelievable, Joe. Shimoda gets third in points last year as a rookie, and it was like the worst third of all time. He did not look like, he didn't look like a top 10 guy, but he got third in points because everyone got hurt. But now in his sophomore year, Joe looks good.
He looks solid,
So maybe if you're Thrasher and you're Fry, maybe you do have it and you'll see it. But at the same time, we've seen with a couple of the KTM kids, they just never really,
they never get it.
It never came around quick enough. So I don't know. It's just very, very weird to watch. Oh, how about Mitchell Harrison too? That crash with Jordan Smith was just unbelievably poor timing on that one. But anyways, 250 class is fun. I guess, Joe, now that we've seen half of the West, does Justin Cooper figure it out enough to get it? Does McAdoo, he's right there too. Does McAdoo come back out and get, we got 3 more in Atlanta and then the showdown. Atlanta's going to be outside, Daytona-ish style.
2.5 minute lap time.
And then a showdown. So, Joe, I'll start with you. You've seen what you've seen. Does Cooper figure it out and get it done and get the title?
I think he does, but then a part of me thinks it's still any man's game because it's the wild, wild west.
It is the wild, wild west. I think I'm with Joe. I think, Ryan, I would say I think he does figure it out.
I think so.
But it could end up being a pretty unimpressive title.
Yes. Unless,
Because you want someone to go like Nichols, right? Nichols went on a tear. He won 3 in a row. If Nichols wins the title, you're like, homie, got it.
Yeah, he dominated it.
So for me, if Cooper does end up getting it, I would like to see him get it in a more legit fashion.
Yeah.
Because this, if he does a couple more of these and somehow sneaks it by, to me, it's like, good job, but God, that was not the best title.
Unless we're wrong and he just dominates all 3 Atlantas, which could happen,
I mean,
but
that's
then
what,
again,
maybe the expectations changed. Like in the beginning, we kind of thought that, and then it turned. How about this? LCQ.
That was fantastic.
Clayson and Ray. Oh my God.
I was so pumped for Alex.
Well, especially because their little problem, right?
Yeah.
Their little deal. They're like really good buddies, Joe, but they hit each other, I guess, a lot. I didn't really know that history. I didn't know, but apparently they hit each other all the time.
They've hit each other quite a few times.
But they're like
best
buddies.
friends, yeah.
And they get mad, and then how about A-Ray taunting him after?
I liked it.
Did you like that, Joe? You had to have liked that.
Yeah, I'm down with any of that.
That's right on your menu.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Last question on 250 West before we take a break. Are you guys surprised with how good Hunter looks on Supercross this early? What have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, and he's legitimately like a really good Supercross rider now.
Yeah,
he looks
is.
really, really good. The whoops are good. His timing is good. I thought the Hunter project would take a little longer. And Joe, what do you think? Not as flashy as our boy Jet, but he's pretty damn good too.
I think, he's a workhorse, man. I think once he kind of smooths out the rough edges, which I like the rough edges, but they they make it a little dicey out there sometimes. But I'm not surprised at all.
You think as he's laying, as he's in the net?
Yeah, exactly.
Was that your reminder that he still has some things to figure out? Because
exactly.
he OJ'd that triple and just sent it.
You're like, wait, he looks pretty good.
There we go.
And what sucks because the rough edges are fun, right? But that doesn't make for a guaranteed championship. But
Right.
I'm not surprised at all. It's stamped on his bones to be good.
So we never did a show after Tuesday's race when Hunter won. We didn't do one, so we never even got to talk about it. But Joe, did you like the little shot I took at Jet on TV?
Yeah.
Apparently, he jumped up and called me a wanker. Which, by the way, what is a wanker? I mean, I've heard it. I know it. Is that just like a effer? Like, is that?
Yeah, I think like you punk or
Okay. Well, apparently, he called me a wanker.
You dork.
Yeah. Because, dude, straight up, I mean, Jet's the guy, right? It took him 8 races to get a win. Hunter did it in 6. I mean, and I know it's different. Someone DM'd me and was like, dude, like, there's way more variables. Like, they're 4 years apart in age. And I'm like, I don't care about anything other than the stat that I gave, which was a shot at Jet for fun. That's it, everybody. Like, to your point, Joe, opinions. Like, you think I didn't know that Hunter's 21 and Jet 17? You think I didn't know that? You think I didn't know that
seriously.
Jet beat Nichols and Craig and Hunter beat Jalik Swoll?
Like, did the person who sent you that really think they know more about it than you do?
I think they do.
I think that they sometimes just think that I'm very shallow in my analysis or something. Like, you don't realize that right there, when Hunter was winning, I literally was like, oh my God, like, is this going to be sooner than like I'm just thinking in my head.
Like,
I grabbed
with all the power of NBC behind you and all the binders of stats, they really think that you don't know what they're about to tell you.
I don't know, but
It's ridiculous.
Anyways, I get up my phone, Joe.
Oh, I was sitting on my stand, by the way, that race. Because
it was great.
Your ass was on that stand the entire time.
That's what I know. That's where I sit it because I sit during the whole night show. I don't like to stand. My back goes out.
I don't blame you.
So Joe, Hunter's winning.
I could.
Hunter's winning, and I'm like, how many is Jet? I don't know. This might be close. So I go right on, and I'm literally on the AMA website looking up results. They're in the middle of the show, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Jet did it 8. Then I'm like, Hunter did 2 last year. 1. Oh my God, he's going to do it in 6. Bondo, let me in. Bondo. And I think something was going on the screen. He's like, Daniel, hold up a second. Like, hold on. Like, something was going on. A minute later, Bondo, let me back. Go to Hunter. Get me in on this. Okay, Daniel. All of a sudden, it goes to Hunter. And I'm like, Hunter Lawrence, hey, Jet, if you're watching, dude. And I took the shot, and Hunter loved it. He was stoked because obviously those two are like, they butt heads.
Sure.
Like, they're like, I think they would die for each other, like brothers. But I think if one of them was to end the other one, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? I think they fight pretty hard. So I gave him the big brother love. I mean, right? He's a big brother. Like, I got to look out for my guy. And Vincent was all pissed about it too, for whatever reason. And he's like, that's bullshit. But anyways, I had to throw that digger out there because it was just funny because Jet is the guy, right? And right now, after seeing both, we'd both agree, like, Jet's a freak. Like, he could win 2 titles and go win a 450 title in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be shocked.
No.
Hunter, I'm shocked it's coming around because I know it's not as natural for him, but I had to throw the love because stats are stats. He got it in 6. That's pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
No
it is.
doubt.
That's really fast to get a win. And he's got Justin Cooper in the class. He's got, a bunch of young guys in there. So it's not, he didn't beat up on Faulkner, Ferrandis, and, Nichols and Craig, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a Supercross.
Yeah.
Everyone lines up, and he lined up and won. And I had to give the love because it was sick. It was a really cool night. The dude damn near had me in tears on the podium because he's talking about how he's going to quit. He hit rock bottom. He can't do it no more. And I know that story was legit. I mean, apparently, Ryan, last summer when things were going bad for him physically, he was like, dude, I don't know if I even want to go through this anymore.
Yeah.
And so to see that, I don't know, Joe, for me to see that, I feel that because I know what it's like to be like down in the dirt and not know like what you're going to do with life or what you're going to do anymore. And then to be able to come back and win a Supercross in your 6th one,
it's a great storyline.
It's a great
The
story.
whole stadium like felt that
They did.
when he won. It was cool.
It was
cool
cool
feeling to be inside the stadium because like you could feel like the emotion through the crowd when something like that happens.
They get it. And think about that right now too. The crowd with the capacity that we have. If you're going to a Supercross on a Tuesday night,
You're a hardcore fan.
You know the Hunter Lawrence story.
Yeah.
Like no one there is like not nobody, but the majority of people there know Hunter Lawrence and they know the family, and they know him, so they're probably like caught up in it. Right, like on a Tuesday night at a Supercross, I don't think you got randoms coming in the door.
Hey, what's going on here?
I feel like
hey, let's head over to the stadium and
buy
watch
a ticket.
watch these dirt tickles.
I feel like even on a
I don't think
Saturday
so.
right now with COVID, like it's only a limited amount, so you know that the people who are hardcore fans are going to be the first ones to buy
Get the
tickets.
ticket, yeah. I've been surprised at some of these races. The crowd, I mean,
Dude, Dallas 1 was
loud,
and there was a lot of people in the stadium. I was really surprised.
Hey, what night did the young girl sing the national anthem? Was it the third one?
I don't know. I'm not in the
you're in the
stadium.
tunnel, huh?
I'm in the pit still.
Oh,
We're
Joe?
450 heats.
I hear in rehearsal and warm up, I hear a chick sing the national anthem, and I'm like, damn, like wow, like they brought the A team out for this one, but I never saw her. Then later on, when it was the real deal, and I'm standing down there, hand over my heart, like I do, and I look up on the screen, I'm like, is that a little kid? Like, what the heck is that? How old? I look up on the podium, I kind of walk over and look. I don't know how old she was, but she was extremely young, and her pipes were like Whitney Houston, dude. This chick ripped the national anthem, and there is no way she's an adult. There's no way. She has to be like a young teenager at the most. And it was phenomenal. It was like chills. How good. So
Nice.
National anthem girl, wherever you are out there, you're going to be just fine. Like, you got a future in singing somehow. I don't know what. You'll be on American Idol or something here quick. But anyways, fun times in the 250 class, Joe. The Wild West. Write that down. That's a potential. Oh, no, we can't. Too many DMs. This show's going to be titled Webby Does Dallas, right? Did we just... Okay.
It was predetermined.
There was a few people that hit me up and were like, there's no possible way you can go without naming the show Webby Does Dallas, which he did. He swept. And I'll ask you one last question before we take a break. He said this was pretty big redemption for him, Joe, going to that stadium where a year ago he was on his back on the concrete, on the Dragon's back, and to go back into that stadium, even though it's a different track, different year, you still kind of have that, man, last time I was here, I got rocked. To go back there and sweep it in this field, oh, man, I mean, that's a good storyline too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
That's vindication right there.
big time. So 15 points on this title. Give it to him now, Joe, or
Don't jinx my boy, but it's getting about that time.
outside of a variable like a weather and a mechanical or an injury or something, just out without outside influence, it's over, right? Like, Kenny can't beat him straight up. Can Kenny beat him straight up and get 15 back on him straight up?
I mean, saying without outside influence basically means if it continues on the same pace and the same way
Or they
it's
just
doing right
race.
now, then of course, yeah, I think you could say that safely.
And then
But
Eli's
again,
out,
don't
right?
jinx it. Don't jinx my boy.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Eli's out. Yeah.
Ryan,
It's not over, but it feels over.
feels over, huh?
Yeah, it does.
God, I was gonna say one
And
more
if
thing.
Kenny
one
would have
more-
won Saturday night, I feel like it would have
turned it.
turned it. But with Cooper going 3 for 3 in Dallas,
Dude,
hard to
3
come
for
back from
3
that.
and 5 out of 6. And the one he lost was Daytona. Like
yeah.
that doesn't even, does that count?
Which, like, you put Eli's name on the trophy at the beginning of the year for that one.
Yeah. Eli he could have had COVID and won that one. I feel like, right? He could have literally won that no matter, it was like a no matter what. So I take that one out, and dude, Cooper has not lost a real Supercross race in 5 races. Yeah. Daytona is a goofy one, but at the same time, let's be honest. At Daytona, who was faster, Kenny or Cooper? Cooper did his thing, gave him the old nudge in the corner. Kenny was going to beat Cooper that night. Kenny was better than him that night.
Yes, he was.
And now we're going to Atlanta, another outdoor, that style venue. Maybe. And maybe Kenny comes out and gives him a shoulder. I don't know. He needs to.
He needs to. It's now or never.
It is. It's now or never, because this isn't getting easier.
No.
And homeboy he's got you figured out. So, all right, Joe, let's take a break. We'll come back and we will do our uppers and downers.
Main event moto.
Joe, when I think of Blenzall, I think of the smell because it's so good. But that's not fair because it's the quality of their products that really stands out. Go to Blenzall.com and take a look at the catalog. 2-stroke, 4-stroke, they got everything that you need for your motorcycle, and it's top quality. I used to be in the oil industry. I know the difference between crappy oil and good oil. Blenzall.com has the best. Check them out. That's what the Motoheads run. Walk out in your garage, take a look at your bike. You know your graphics are roasted and you need a new set. That's why you go to Old Me Creations to freshen up. High quality, good looks. They are the choice of the Motoheads. That's why you need to put some Old Me Creations on your bike. Not everybody's like Toolman Dan and washes their bike more than they actually ride it. So your bike is probably hammered and it needs some Old Me Creations stat. Again, quality, style, they got you covered. That's why the Motoheads run Old Me Creations. Joe, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Screen printing done. We got to do their commercial, right?
Yes, we do.
Let's do a commercial / tease where we tease our new t-shirt coming out in March.
Ooh, wee.
But then also mention how Neil's the man and screenprintingdone.com is who does all of our stuff.
Right.
Isn't that kind of a good idea? Like a commercial / tease right there?
Yeah.
Well, Neil is the man. You go to screenprintingdone.com if you want to get something custom done like we do. And of course, when March hits, you get that Main Event Moto t-shirt done by Neil at screenprintingdone.com.
Yeah.
So can you turn this into the commercial?
I think we can.
What do you got to do it?
I think we just did.
If you're a true Motohead, then motosport.com is your only choice when it comes to OEM or aftermarket parts for your bike. And when it comes to servicing your bike or giving it the punch you need to perform, it's EMT Racing. With motosport.com, you can get everything you need for your bike with great pricing and ridiculous speed on shipping. And with EMT, it's simple. Take your bike to the experts.
2020 is the year EMT takes over the performance world. If you don't know, now you know.
Your Bat Bros choose motosport.com and EMT Racing, and you should too. I love when NorCal companies take the world by storm. Guts Racing seat covers and no-toil filters are made right here at home, but their products travel the country and world on some of the baddest dudes' bikes in pro racing.
Who runs Guts?
Too many factory teams to list, Joe.
Who runs No Toil?
Well, it's the only filter Chad Reed will run. Guts and No Toil make only the best. So visit gutsracing.com and notoil.com and step up your game, Motoheads. Joe, you ever heard the saying, happy wife, happy life?
Oh, yeah.
My wife is stoked because I got her some CBD from Uintah Health. That's uintahhealth.com. Now check it out. 100% made in the USA. The hemp is grown on the family farm. There's no pesticides. It's THC free. Everything is 25% off on the website. Third-party lab tested. These guys crush it, and they are now part of Main Event Moto. So go to uintahhealth.com. That's UINTAH health.com and get some CBD. I'm a believer. I tested it. I tried it. I believe. Motoheads, give it a shot. uintahhealth.com.
Main Event Moto Podcast.
Joe, you always amaze me.
How's that?
I just say things, and then you put it into these magical commercials that they just hit.
That's right.
Is that just in your DNA? Where did your production skills come from? Is it a natural talent or is it a learned talent?
It's a natural talent from my balls.
Okay, well, you did very, very good on that one. That's a brand new one. What do you think of our new sponsor?
I'm so into it.
Okay, so
you're not a legit podcast till you have a CBD sponsor.
That's right. So Uintah Wellness. You can find them on Instagram at Uintah. It's U, the letter U, N-I-N, Tah, T-A-H. And then _ wellness. You can find them on Instagram and Facebook, or you can go to uintahhealth.com for more information. But Joe, this is how it happened, and I told you this was going to happen. They hit me up and said, hey, we'd love to sponsor your podcast. We love the show. And I'm thinking, okay, that's cool, but I don't just... I think when it comes to like CBD, I have to believe in it. I'm not going to be able to come on here and like pitch it, right? And just be like, oh yeah, like, okay, everybody go and do this. Like, I kind of feel like on something like that, I have to believe it. So I told the guy, I said, hey, send me all your stuff and let me and my wife try it out. And if I like it all, I'm down. And if I don't, dude, I really can't. Like, I'm not desperate for sponsorship. I'm not desperate for money. I have to believe in it or I'm not going to do it. And he did. He sent me, dude, there's some... He sent me this beard oil that I can't use yet because I don't have a beard yet, Joe. But let me tell you, mid-May, I'll be trying the beard oil. But he sent me this. Is it salve? Is that what you call it? Salve? Salve? Is it?
Salve.
Okay. Some 3,000 milligram. I don't really understand what this stuff does. But he told me to just rub it on part of my body that's hurting. And for me, my knees, dude. I don't know if it's just from being in airplanes and then being up all day. I don't know. But my knees have been killing me this year. Like arthritis is kicking in, and I've been hitting the knees hard every night with this stuff. and it's killing it. My wife, she's got these it's like bath fizz, like this stuff you put in the bath. She says it like wipes her out. She goes to bed super calm. So we tried it out for about a week and a half, and I hit him back up and said, all right, I'm down to do it. I'm down to promote and help you, because I actually did like it and I love it. Ryan, have you tried any CBD stuff in the past?
I've tried some, and it works. I believe that stuff works. I've tried a couple of different companies and got different results, obviously with different products, but yeah, I've tried it, and I do believe that stuff works.
Yeah, for me, I've tried it before and I haven't noticed anything. But Joe, on this one, I like maybe paid attention more, and it's been good. I wake up every day, my knees feel better since I've been home, and my wife is stoked. And like the commercial said, happy wife, happy life. So yeah, uintahhealth.com. Again, that's UINTAH health.com. And right now they have everything 25% off on their website. So I would recommend the Salve.
Salve.
Man, it's a new word for me. The 3,000 milligram. I'm sold on it. I love it. And again, I have other stuff to try, but that was good enough for me. So thank you guys for hooking me up, and I'm glad to have you on board. So
hell yeah,
Motoheads, support these guys. I'm a firm believer, and I'm dude, happy wife, happy life. Trust me, if your wife's got anxiety like mine does right now with our schedule in life, if you can find a way to calm her down, do it. And these guys can help. So thank you guys so much. Joe, let's do our uppers and downers.
Uppers and downers. Uppers and downers brought to you by EMT Racing.
EMT Racing, Joe, they have a Gas 350 that they have modded out, and I will be riding that hopefully the next couple weeks, actually. They took a brand new Gas 350, tricked it out, and I'm going to do like a demo ride on it, which would be cool because I have not ridden anything but a 85 in over a year, I don't think. So,
dang, where are you doing that at?
Don't know yet, but it's been planned for a while. They're just finishing it up. They're getting on the dyno. They want to take a 350, do a whole package deal, compare it to stock, and then they're going to let me try it out, and I'm freaking stoked. So anyways, yeah, shout out to EMT Racing, but let's do our uppers and downers. Joe, what you up on, man?
So we already talked about my upper, but it was Hunter doing the Spider-Man thing. I whenever we can use those nets, as long as everybody's okay, nobody's hurt, I think it's pretty funny and fun. It makes a cool clip, to like put in.
Were you surprised that he was able to grab hold like mid-flight and like? To be honest, I don't even know if the net saved him as much as the pole.
The pole, right? Because he was like gripped around the pole. Yeah,
dude.
It was
Joe,
pretty exciting.
I'm putting some responsibility on you right now. Hunter needs a new nickname. Something to do with a pole. The pole dancer. What do we call this guy? Because honestly, the pole, he latched onto that thing like he knew what he was doing. Like maybe during the week he has a pole in his bed. Oh man, Joe. Motoheads.
You say he's a part-time stripper?
Yes, Motoheads, please.
Jeez.
Now I need a Motohead out there right now to get I want a photo of him latched onto the pole, but I want you to make everything in the background all stripperish.
Oh god!
Because dude, it looked like you've seen a talented stripper,
all
right, Joe?
Stripperish. So what, like cocaine and tramp stamps?
No, that's
mirrors.
General stripper. I'm talking about being able to do the crazy pole stuff.
Oh, got you. Yeah,
like that's high level stripper stuff, right? When you can get on that pole and do some spectacular action. I've seen it, and it is like. Like sometimes when they have a real skill, I just want to go shake their hand and be like, "Hey, you got talent."
Sure,
I'm impressed.
I know the Olympics didn't work out for you.
Sure,
so you fell back on this.
You just want to go grab them by the hand and tell them good job.
Yep, exactly. So Motoheads, you have a responsibility right now. I'd like a good meme of Hunter wrapped around the pole. All right. Do we go uppers around the board, or Joe, or do you have a downer? Are you down anything in life?
I'm not really down right now. I was trying to find a downer, but honestly, bud, everything was pretty good. I mean, maybe a couple of the crashes, but there's nothing really to be down on.
You're never down. It's so annoying. Ryan, what about you? Upper, downer?
I'm up on Formula One starting this weekend.
Oh yeah, you're not the only one.
Free practice was today. I watched it this morning.
Will Hahn posted something about that too. He's all fired up. But okay, my question to you is: have you always been into Formula One, or are you one of the Netflix guys who watch the show?
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm one of the Netflix guys. I watched the documentary that they did,
And it changed it for you.
It changed it. It's impressive just the way that they run everything and the way that the cars are set up and the technology in it. It's really impressive. And it's like once you get in, you're hooked and you just like want more of it.
So what do we got to do? Because to me, I feel like the Red Bull Motospy guys do. I mean, I think those are fantastic.
No, they do a great job.
But what needs to be done in our sport to get, I guess, on net? Is it because it was on Netflix, or was there something different about that show? I feel like Supercross guys are getting better about access, but I just don't know if they would ever open it up like that.
I think it's just getting it on Netflix. 100%. I do.
So if Motospy got on Netflix, you think? I mean,
Netflix, Amazon Prime, something like that. If I feel like.
Because to get you to all of a sudden be into it because you watched a documentary, that tells me A, the documentary was good, and B, the access was available. That's two things.
Yep.
So we just need more access, right?
We do need more access. Yes.
Or a bigger platform for more people to watch.
Both. I feel like it's both. I mean,
because I feel like the Motospy guys put out
they do
quality.
They do a kick-ass job. They do a kick-ass job, but it's just.
It needs to be seen by more people.
Obviously, there's motorsport people out there, and that's what caught me onto the Formula One thing. Is I'm a motorsport guy. I want to watch that because it's got 4 wheels and an engine. I'm obviously going to click on it.
Something like that, check it.
Yeah, exactly. Something
Especially
like that.
if it's on Netflix, right?
Exactly.
You're like, what is this doing on here?
Exactly. You're like, you cruising on a Friday night on Netflix, and you're bored. Oh, hey, let's watch this, and then next thing you know, you watch the whole season in 2 days, and you're like, okay, now I want to know more about the sport, and you get into it. I feel like obviously there's so many ideas.
You know what happens then?
Yeah.
Then Ryan comes on this podcast, talks about it in his upper and downer. People listening go, oh, I've heard about that. I haven't seen it. Then they go watch it, and the next thing you know, they're watching F1 too. You see how like this works? You need to put this stuff out, get it in front of people, and then people need to talk about it, and it grows organically like this. And that's. I feel like Supercross is close, right, Ryan? I feel like we're so damn close to cracking the egg here.
We're on the edge.
We're really close. If AP would just win more heat races, right?
Yeah, right.
This dude, like, Joe, is he not the gift that keeps giving every time he's at the podium?
For sure. He's a character. Look at this guy.
Look at him.
Man, that's amazing.
Do you hear him on his second heat race win? Yeah, I got my pregnant wife at home. That sounds like the movie Sweet Home Alabama or something. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got my pregnant wife at home. Yeah, I don't know. So Ryan, that's your upper.
That's my
So now
upper.
you're into it.
I'm into it.
Do you have a specific guy that's like are you rooting for someone, or are you just a general fan?
I like Sebastian Vettel. I like Max Verstappen also. He's kind of like the Cooper Webb side of it. He's kind of an asshole.
He's that guy?
He's aggressive. He's that guy. And I feel like this year could pay off for him in a good way. And then Seb, he's a 4-time champion, but he hasn't won since like 13 or 14, I think. And he was with Ferrari for a long time, left Ferrari, went to he's with Aston Martin, but they're not considered like the top 3 teams. Top 3 is like Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes. He went to like a second tier team. Mm-hmm. So, and they did really well last year, the team wise. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in that car this year.
Why do you choose them as your favorites? Personality, the team, the story? Like, I'm just curious because
personality.
Okay, so you're okay. Cause I'm just curious about how our fans pick their favorite riders. Because Joe, I got a question coming your way here in a second.
Okay.
I'm just curious of why you picked them as your favorite. Is you like them?
Yeah, personality wise, yeah.
Okay, so Joe, I'll throw this at you. I have been told now by multiple people. They just can't stand Cooper Webb. Can't stand him.
I know.
He's a punk.
It's amazing, right?
And I get he's got a smirky attitude at times, but it doesn't come across threatening to me. And I can see people going like, he's not my favorite, but there's some people that don't like him. And I don't know if maybe I'm too close to it. Am I, Ryan, Joe? Do you see that? Do you understand that at all? I don't.
Why somebody wouldn't like him? Yeah, I can understand it. Everybody's got these weird little reasons why they don't like a certain rider. For maybe it's just their face.
I'm talking worse than that. Like I can't stand him.
Yeah, they don't like the attitude, especially with the whole shooting the little handgun thing. And
it's the same thing.
Are these Kenny fans that don't like him, or are these
I think
general fans?
No, I think they're Cooper Webb haters. Is what they are.
It's the same thing as years ago when nobody liked Chad because I mean, as much as you don't want to say it, Cooper reminds me so much of Chad.
Me too, big time. To me, he's little Chad, totally. He's got little attitude. He's not afraid to kind of, I don't know. But he's also like polite. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not like, Chad was not polite.
No. And see, I was still am a huge Chad Reed fan.
Am I. I always was too. I hated when him and Ricky were going at it because I loved Ricky, but I freaking like Chad too. But yeah, I don't get it. I like them all because they're like colleagues in a way, so I kind of like them all. But when I hear someone be like, and I hear people too, like, can't stand Webb, but then the same person will be like, I love Barsha. And I'm like, how do you like Barsha and not like Webb?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody has little idiosyncrasies that a fan is going to like a certain rider for certain reasons, and they don't have to make sense. It just is what it is. But yeah, there's plenty of people that hate on Webb, and I understand why, and I don't give a shit.
I know you don't, but sometimes it makes sense. Like when you like someone, I get why people like Kenny.
Yeah.
Like he's easy to like. He's a good dude. He's cool. He's freaking talented. He always looks sick. So I get when people are like, dude, I just love Kenny.
And I get when people don't like Kenny, like me. I understand why I don't like him. It's just one of those things.
Why don't you like him?
I just don't.
My girlfriend thinks he whines too much.
She does?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I've heard people say he's, excuse maker, whiny, whatever. And then there's the same thing with Tomac. There are some diehard Tomac fans that just think he is the baddest dude ever, and I just love him.
Our social media manager is one of those people that.
If Eli switched to Yamaha right now, Dan would shit on Eli in less than a second.
So Dan is more of a
whoever Dan hate. Who does Dan hate? Dan's loyal to Cowie. So who does Dan not like?
I don't think
he likes Kenny very much.
Kenny?
No, he said he does like Kenny. Yeah, or his dad really likes Kenny.
My point is if Saddam Hussein was on Cowie, Dan would be like, dude, he's
sick.
He's still got a shot. Like that's what he would say if Saddam Hussein was on Cowie. He would say he would love him. You know what I mean? So anyways, but I was just curious with you, Ryan, like why you would like someone and not, because I've had a few people recently, like I actually after the races at Arlington, Eric Nye was with me. We went out to this little bar and restaurant right by the stadium just to get something to eat. A couple fans were there and they were like, dude, what are these guys like in person? I said, they're all cool, whatever. And two of them were like, I don't like Cooper Webb. Can't stand him. And I was like, really? Why? They're like, I don't know. They had no reason. They just don't like him. And I was just haters, bro. Curious.
Yeah.
Curious. All right. And then, Ryan, your downer.
My downer is the FIM.
Oh, God. I know what this is about.
Yep. John Gallagher.
I say, are you going to send Gallagher a Christmas card this year?
Probably not. He's off the list.
Okay. So, Joe, was that
Arlington, Dallas 2.
Dallas 2, when Clayson pushed Brandon, big sexy heartthrob, off the track, and Brandon kind of pinned it around the single.
Yeah.
Remember they docked him 2 spots, which I had to do the report on that. I felt bad because I was like, Brandon's my buddy.
Yeah.
Ryan's my buddy. And I'm having to do this report on how Brandon has been docked 2 positions and he is out. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my, and right when this is all going down, there's Ryan in the tunnel with Brandon walking over to Gallagher. And I'm like, oh, this ought to be good. So Ryan, how did you and Brandon handle the Gallagher situation?
Well, as soon as it happened, Dustin, he's on the headset. He's like, he's probably going to get docked for that. And then at that point, when the race was over, Alex Ray was in the mechanics area, just sitting there. He's like, hey, are they going to dock him? I was like, probably, but we'll see. So we went back up. We didn't hear anything of it. So I got on the back of the bike. I'm like, hey, did anybody come talk to you? He said, no, they didn't. I'm like, okay, so I thought we were good. And I see Cade waving John Gallagher over, and I'm like, we'll see what they say. So we went back up to the truck, and I kept my radio on because Dustin was going down to talk to Gallagher. And I'm immediately, it's LCQ. There's not much time before the main event to turn the bike around. I'm working on the bike, getting it ready, putting gas in it, adjusting the chain, making sure everything's good. And then I hear Dustin say, yeah, they're docking him. He's out. And I'm like, and I don't hear anything after that. I'm like, Dustin, are you did I hear this correctly? He's like, yeah, he's out. I immediately, I threw all my shit down.
I saw Ryan charge Straight over to Gallagher.
I'm like, Brandon, I'm like, get your, whatever you need for the main event. I'm like, your bike's ready. I'm like, get all your shit. We're going down there right now. And he's like, we went down there, leaning the bike up against the dumpster in the hall. And I'm standing there. I'm like, where's he at? And I see him standing at the end of the hall, right by the starting gate. I'm like, I'm going. So I went out and talked to him. Like, so why is he getting docked? He's like, he went off the track. I'm like, what's he supposed to do in that situation? Just let Cade hit him? He's like, no. He's like, Kenny Roczen made a perfect example of this. He went around the track, let the guy pass him, and then passed him back. I'm like, yeah, that was for a win in a main event, not last place in the LCQ.
Or the fourth spot in the LCQ.
Exactly. I'm like, he had nowhere to go besides either get hit
or go around the single.
Get hit or go around the single. And I'm like, Cade never had the position. How can you say that he gained a position by going around the single?
Yeah, was he ever? He never was in front of him, was he?
No, he wasn't.
I never looked close enough, but.
But I mean, it didn't go anywhere. And he's like, I was waiting for you guys. That's why I'm standing right here. I'm like, so then, like, if you're waiting for us to come fight it,
then you know that there's
then you know that
coming.
You did something wrong for there to be a fight. Like, I don't know. And it sucks because, like, the next day I was framing the bike and Cade came up to me. And when I was at club with Henry, Cade lived with him. So me and Cade are close. And he's like, hey, are you mad at me? I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I'm like, we shouldn't have been in that position anyways. I'm like, we would have done the same thing you did if the roles were reversed. So, like, no, I'm not mad at you, dude.
You're just mad at the situation.
Exactly. I'm just pissed that it happened.
Joe, if it ends up as a downer on main event moto, though, shit's real.
That's right.
It sucked.
That's real.
Well, Brandon got docked 2 spots. McAdoo got 3, and Anderson, who literally went 80 mile an hour on the side of the track, got 1 spot. So
1 spot.
I'm not sure how it all works, but luckily for me, I'm not in that position because I would hate to be that guy. Because no matter what, you're pissing someone off.
You're gonna have somebody mad at you.
You don't want RH22 mad at you.
Hell no.
So Joe, my upper is Cooper Webb, but for a different reason than you would think. After the main event win on Tuesday, I'm down there on the floor. He's down there, whatever, and some fans are screaming at him, Webb, from the stands. You know what? And he sees them, kind of thumbs up them, and they're like, goggles. Webb grabs his goggles off the handlebars and winds up to throw the goggles into the stands. Damn near throws his shoulder out, and the goggles go backwards. It was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. And I literally told him, and his wife was right there. I said, dude, stay on this thing. You have no talent at anything else. And he's like, starts mouthing off a little bit. But dude, at the same time, like, he could say all he wants. The goggles went backwards, and he afterwards he had to hold his shoulder. He like damn near threw his shoulder out, and the goggles went backwards.
Dang.
Yeah, like sideways and backwards over into the like tarp.
Webby, take it easy, bro.
Yeah, it was an upper to me because the guy runs his mouth pretty hardcore, and it was just the lamest thing I've ever seen. I want to make sure everyone knew it. So there you go, buddy. My downer is the IRS. Joe, have you done your taxes yet this year?
Yeah.
How do you feel about them?
Don't get me started.
I mean, I got to be honest. This is not political. This isn't. So if you're freaking out, and you're gonna turn this off. It's not political. I'm not going left, right, center. This is just the IRS in general and our system. Your boy here it's been a struggle. I've been working my ass off for a long time. I've never been in a tax situation to where they've upset me. I've never really, I've been right there in the fine line of, hey, I understand how much I have to pay to live this life and take advantage of the beautiful roads in California. They're beautiful, right, Joe? Potholes. Every pothole, every 50 feet, whatever.
I said, don't get me started.
I know, but so I just did mine, and 2020 was a good year. It's the best year I've ever had in my life, and I got hit so bad that I mean, part of me even was like, F it, I'm not paying it, and you can come get me. Like, I don't even care. I'm that mad because literally everything that I was able to build in 1 year, they're going to take. And I honestly, the whole system is broken to me. They punish success so bad. I've worked so hard to finally get a little nudge over the hill. And I'm literally going to have to write them an insane check. And I can't even, it's disgusting. And all I have to say is F them, because it's broken and it's bullshit, and it literally it makes you want to not be successful because you work extra hard to get a little bit more in life, and they take it. So that's just my downers. I just got done doing that, and I hate their guts straight up. Not the people, because they're just people, but the IRS in general and just the system is just absolute bullshit. That's it. So
I'm purposefully just ignoring you. I'm not saying anything.
you didn't hear what I said?
I heard it, but
Blacked
I'm
out.
just not. I'm not acknowledging it.
I take it you're as mad as me, if not madder,
Yeah.
probably for a longer period of time than I've been.
It's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, good show.
Good show. Great
Good to
show.
see you. I'm home.
RH
we are.
Deuce in the house.
Yeah, you didn't even know he was coming. I
had no idea.
Poor communication.
Shocking surprise.
Walked in.
Here I was, pantsless.
Yeah.
Waiting for you like usual.
Yep. And then I bring a friend. So
A little awkward.
yeah, a little awkward. Anyways, Motoheads. Next week off, and then next week back on before we go to Atlanta. Okay.
ATL, baby.
Joe?
Yeah.
We're good on that one, right?
Yes, sir.
So a week off and then a week back on. And we might sneak in a amateur spotlight. I'm working on getting Ryan Dungey on to do an amateur spotlight, which I've been wanting to do since I came up with the idea for that show. So working on getting a time with him. He's a busy man, but we're going to try to get maybe one of those snuck in there too from now till then. But 2 weeks, we'll be back with the show before we go to Atlanta, and we'll close out the final 5 races of the season. And then Ryan's going to hit me up in Atlanta so we can hang, because he's kind of been an ass this whole year and hasn't hit me up one time, not one time.
He's at the go-kart track, bro.
Yeah, and guess who's
There's
not?
a height limit.
And oh my God.
I have to.
Best go-karts in the world were in where we were.
Prague.
Yeah, Prague.
No governor and
And a bar there.
and an alcohol
Just-
level of 0.16 minimum.
Yeah.
I just got nauseous thinking about
Seriously.
that day. That was
Yeah.
death-defying. I do want to thank the sponsors, Fly, Mika, Motosport.com, Scott USA, No Toil, Guts Racing, EMT Racing, Blenzall. Ooh, that stuff, Joe. I've been using that Blenzall. It's so damn good. All American Chevy of Killeen, Ole Me Creations. Look out for those graphics coming soon. We'll have a direct link for you soon. DRS Suspension with Race Tech. Thank you guys so much. And of course, Uintah Wellness. Don't forget uintahhealth.com. 25% off everything on the site. And go give it a shot. I'm sold on it. I had to test it out first, and I'm pretty stoked on it. So, good show. Episode 191 is done, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks. Later.
Main event motor. Screw it. You know it by now.